All right, let's try this again, guys. I guess nobody said anything that my mic was not working on that entire live stream. Not a single person. So hopefully my mic is working this time. Please let me know if my mic is not working. Oof, I did an entire 30-minute live stream and my mic was not working. So cool stuff there. Jeez. All right. So hopefully my mic is working. Nobody's said anything yet, but we're just going to get started. I promised that I would talk about why the market is going crazy. So the first thing we're going to take a look at is a chart of Bitcoin. Now, this trend line that you see right here is something that I drew a couple of weeks ago, and it kind of followed the trend line to a T up until right around the 6th here of May. And what happened on the 6th was that Fidelity announced that they would be rolling out crypto trading in the next few weeks. And right around that mark, we started seeing the price just start climbing. And then today, just all out parabolic shift. So one thing that I wanted to show you guys was that, you know, you can do as much technical analysis as you want, but if the fundamentals beat out the technical analysis, you're never going to be able to determine what the price is going to be based on technical analysis. And I wanted to show you guys something. If you go on TradingView and look at some of these technical analysts that have added their input, all of them said that based on the moves that we've had in the past few days, that the price of Bitcoin was going down. However, you see today that the price has not gone down, it's skyrocketed up. So you can't take a look at technical analysis every time and say, this is what's going to happen. It's just not. You have to look at both sides of the story. And a lot of times, I think the fundamentals beat out the technical side. So taking a look at this and seeing that the price has just gone completely parabolic, let's look at reasons why. So the first thing that I wanted to point out was some breaking news that a startup called Flexa, which is backed by the Winklevoss twins, has just created a new application called Spedden. Now, this is a play on words, kind of like hodl is to hold. This is a really, I think it's kind of a funny play on words. But what this payment application allows you to do is go to these retail stores like Whole Foods, Nordstrom, and several other places, and purchase things using cryptocurrencies. What this app does is it immediately changes your cryptocurrencies into fiat currency to use at these retail stores. So you're not being able to use your cryptocurrencies to purchase things. It's still exchanging to fiat, but this is definitely a huge step in the right direction. This is what we need to see to be able to get that mass adoption that we're looking for. It's a huge, huge step in the right direction. And for those of you that don't know who the Winklevoss twins are, they are the people who thought of the idea of Facebook. And Mark Zuckerberg actually stole the idea from them and created it himself. They came back and sued him and won a ton of money in the settlement and took that money and purchased a bunch of Bitcoin. When the price of Bitcoin went up, they made a lot of money, and then they decided to use that money to invest it in an exchange themselves, now called Gemini. And they've taken a lot of their money that they've earned and they've invested it in these startups, Flexa being one of them. So they've done really great things in the crypto space to help grow and expand and basically get people involved. Really, really smart gentlemen with their money. And I think that this is going to be a really big deal here. This is definitely going to help the adoption, like I was talking about. And it's one of the reasons why I think the price of Bitcoin is up today. Double Jai, hi, why alts are not responding? I have a theory behind that is basically backed up by history. If you go throughout the history of trading in the cryptocurrency market, Bitcoin rises parabolically and all of the alts kind of stay where they're at for a little while and then they follow later on. So we're not seeing that just yet. We've seen a little bit of shift in the alt market, but we haven't seen that growth yet. And that's just because Bitcoin is moving parabolically right now. So we have to wait for Bitcoin to kind of reach a level where it kind of plateaus and then the alts will follow. So I think that's what we're going to see with that. Good question, though. The next thing that I wanted to talk about was the trade war that's going on right now between the US and China. And you might ask, what does this have to do with cryptocurrencies? Well, a lot of people follow trends. And right now, if you go on TradingView, you can actually see that the NASDAQ and the S&P are down. And, people are selling their stocks because of this trade war that's going on right now between the US and China. Tariffs are being implemented between each country that are going to basically fight against the other country and cause production to go down. So that is causing the stocks to plummet. And a lot of people that trade in these markets are looking at other markets right now to trade in so that they can make a little bit of extra money. Well, what markets are up right now? Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. So I think that's exactly what's happening with this right here. People that are losing money in the stock market because of the trade war are moving into our market to make a little bit of extra money on the side. Now, I could be completely wrong about this speculation, but I think that is occurring here. The next thing that I wanted to talk about is eBay. Right now, for those of you that don't know, Consensus is going on, and Consensus is the largest blockchain conference in the world. And every year when Consensus goes on, the cryptocurrency market goes abuzz, and tons of things are announced. The market goes on fire, and we just see a brand new spark in the cryptocurrency market every year when Consensus happens. One of the things that people are really talking about right now at Consensus is an advertisement that was placed there. eBay somebody placed an advertisement saying that eBay is going to be accepting cryptocurrencies soon. eBay is one of the largest marketplaces in the world to buy and sell used items and brand new items. It's a worldwide marketplace online that would open up brand new doors for the cryptocurrency market if this is true. This would be a huge development for crypto if eBay were to accept it. And the reason that we haven't seen it so far in the past is because of their partnership with PayPal. eBay and PayPal used to be a part of the same parent company, and now they're split. So this could essentially be a very true headline. We could see eBay start accepting cryptocurrencies. We already see it with places like Overstock. However, Overstock is not nearly as big as eBay as far as market size goes. So this would be a very, very big deal if eBay were to start accepting cryptocurrencies. I thought the same thing. They popped in 2017, not in 2016. I'm not really sure what you're saying there, man. Institutions and banks are gorging on Bitcoin. Quality alts will eventually get a look in. I agree that they're going big on Bitcoin right now, but I think that we're eventually going to see them move into the alt market as well whenever they see the utilization of some of these other cryptocurrencies. Ethereum is already backed by hundreds of companies, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit as well. The biggest news of today that is driving the price of Bitcoin, as far as I'm concerned, is the announcement that Bakkt is going to be launching its Bitcoin futures in June. This is a company that has kind of postponed its launch of Bitcoin futures for a while. It's had huge news surrounding it. Lots of people waiting in preparation for this. And finally, it's finally here, guys. Bakkt is launching its Bitcoin futures in the month of June. So next month, we're going to see these Bitcoin futures launch. Now, for those of you that don't know how futures work, it's basically a play on the market itself. It's taking a bet on the market, whether it's going to go up or go down. Now, these futures don't actually have any physical Bitcoin attached to them. It's basically taking a bet on short or long for Bitcoin itself. So capital investors are going to move onto this market just because they don't want to actually hold any of the crypto themselves. A lot of these capital investors have no idea how to actually handle and manage cryptocurrencies. So they look for markets like this to be able to move on and do things the way they're used to, essentially. So this is very, very big news here. The more Bitcoin future markets we have, the more adoption we're going to see with capital investors and institutions like that. So very, very big news here, guys. Very, very big news. And I think that this is the largest thing that is bolstering the price of Bitcoin today. However, even more big news is the fact that Microsoft is going to be using the Bitcoin blockchain as a method of identity verification. So they're going to be creating a decentralized application that essentially uses your private keys on the Bitcoin blockchain to verify that you are who you say you are. I'm not sure all of the technical side of this, but this is going to be the first time that any of these large tech companies have used Bitcoin to create a decentralized application. So this is very big news here as well. Microsoft just announced this, and and it's breaking news. So this could also be another reason why the price of Bitcoin is up today. Just so much happening in the news today for Bitcoin. The next thing that I wanted to discuss with you guys is a brand new smartphone that is going to be coming out next year with HTC that can actually run a full Bitcoin node. Now, me personally, would I want to run a full node on my smartphone? Probably not. But the fact that you can, and the fact that people can start running full nodes to help decentralize the Bitcoin blockchain and essentially make it stronger and more secure, that's a very big deal. The more nodes that we have running, the better. So this is a very, very cool feature. I think that anybody that buys this phone and runs a full node is doing a service to our community. So very, very cool stuff here. This is going to be launching next year, or actually, I think by the end of this year, it's going to be launching. So if you're looking for a new smartphone and you want to help out the crypto community, this is the smartphone for you, and it's only $300. So very, very cool stuff there. All right. The next thing that I wanted to talk about that is going to be driving the price eventually of Ethereum is an interview that one of the co-founders of Ethereum had, saying that scalability is coming to Ethereum within the next 24 months, the next 18 to 24 months. So that might not sound like big news right now, but it is huge. You know, think about our last bull market that happened 2 years ago, back in 2017. That was the last time we had a bull market, and that was already 2 years ago. It seems like just yesterday that happened, but that was 2 years ago. This blockchain, Ethereum, is going to be scalable within the next 2 years. That's going to fly by in no time. And all of these companies that have backed Ethereum and the Ethereum Enterprise Alliance are going to rush in once this is available and start utilizing it with their companies. Now, what do you think the price is going to do when all of these companies move in and have to start purchasing Ether to be able to run on the blockchain all of these decentralized applications and smart contracts that they want to use? They're going to have to purchase up a bunch of Ether in order to utilize that. So I think that this is going to have a huge play on Ethereum, and it might be time now to start packing your bags full of Ethereum because of this purpose alone. Also, the introduction of Casper, being able to stake your coins and make money, make dividends every year off of your Ether is going to be huge as well once Ethereum moves to a proof of stake algorithm, which is going to be coming this year as well. What do you think about Cosmos? I don't know enough about that project to speak on it, so I would not be the person to ask about that. I could probably do a little bit of research and I guess give more information on that, but I don't want to talk about something that I don't really know anything about. All right, next in the news, and this is going to be the last thing that I talk about today, guys, but I wanted to talk about this because it's kind of a big deal. Some of my viewers are traders, and some of them are not. For those of you that are traders, I wanted to discuss this with you. CoinGecko, which is a website that allows you to view the prices of cryptocurrencies just like CoinMarketCap. CoinMarketCap is the one that I normally use. However, CoinGecko is a great alternative. They've unveiled a new feature that essentially shows you the real volume of exchanges. And the reason that this is so great is because a lot of exchanges around the world, and there are a lot of them, use wash trading to manipulate the volume that you see of their exchange, trying to pull in new users, and it's very shady business. A lot of these exchanges like Bitfinex, who print Tether and manipulate the market, it's real shady business essentially, and I don't like it. I don't want any of my followers on YouTube to go to any of these exchanges that have a bad reputation, because, you know, the shadier the business, the more likely you are to lose your funds on that exchange. So I don't want anybody to be trading on exchanges that participate in things like this. And CoinGecko has created a feature to show you and give a grade on that specific exchange, which is a really, really cool feature. One of the exchanges that I'm using right now, Kraken, received a really good grade with CoinGecko, and I really like Kraken because it allows you to use margin trading as well. It's one of the only exchanges here in the US that allows margin trading. So that's the one that I would probably tell people to use. In fact, it's got a new feature that allows you to use a better looking graph than before. They just implemented it a while back, and so Kraken would probably be one of my favorites to use, but there are tons out there with a great reputation. Coinbase has its Pro Coinbase exchange that is a very nice looking UI. It's very easy to use, and Coinbase is another big name that I trust. So that would be another one that I would say doesn't really do much of wash trading. But some of these other ones, like BitThumb and Bitfinex, do a lot of that, so I would shy away from those. One other thing that I just remembered that I wanted to mention was the fact that the price of Bitcoin on Bitfinex usually leads the way in these price movements. However, today you can see that the price of Bitcoin has gone up, and it hasn't been Bitfinex leading the charge, which leads me to believe that this is a real pump of the market. This isn't a manipulation by Bitfinex to raise the price of Bitcoin. So I wanted to point that out and show you guys that this is not a manipulation using Tether to raise the price of Bitcoin. This is an actual price jump on the market. So really, really great things happening there. But that's what I wanted to talk about today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you, especially you guys that, like to ask questions and post comments in the live chat. Thank you guys so much for your participation. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Every little bit helps. Please like this video if you enjoyed today's live stream. That's going to be it for today, guys. Thank you so much. Crypto Clay out.